at Big Dogs. We had I would say, a bit of a break yesterday, Chris. Just a day off for us. It was a long weekend up here in Canada, so we decided to take a day off. And it's not like we had a lot to talk about, but all the big leagues ended, Chris. Some were more exciting than the other ones, I guess, especially in the EPL and Serie A. We had that tight race between the two teams in both leagues. So let's do a quick recap before we move on to that conference league matchup for tomorrow, Chris. Eh?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was like I said, a very entertaining final day. And I mean, let's call it like I see it here. There was nobody more happy to see Manchester City come back than me on on that final day. See all the despair at Anfield. I'm sorry, hate me if you want, but it brought a smile to my face.
No, I don't hate you because I kind of wanted Manchester City to win the title. Let's be honest, Liverpool has two trophies already this season, and I hope they will win the third one this Saturday. So I was happy that Manchester City got something, but it was a roller coaster to say it like Chris. It was exciting. I was watching three games at once, and my wife was watching me like, "Are you crazy?" Like you could have seen her look. Like I knew what she was thinking right away. Like I had a TV on, I had a laptop on, and I had another game on my phone, and it was uh, it was something to see, man.
I can. Well, the thing is, though, I can picture that from you too. Like I just like, and it's not even like it's like a clean like 3 games. It's like popcorn on the shirt, laying back, like looking at one, and trying to maintain composure while looking at the other. And then you hear something, and you think it's the TV, but it's like someone honking outside, and it's
I would have had a beer, but it was like 11 a.m. when the game started, so I decided not
like
to.
that's ever stopped anybody.
Oh man,
You missed your chance going. You missed the boat.
yeah. But like we said, Chris, Manchester City has won the title, but boy, was it a close call. Eh? They were losing 2-0 in the 76th minute, and then Gundogan scored a goal for 2-1. Rodri scored another one just 2 minutes later for 2-2, and then just 3 minutes later, Gundogan scored his second goal of the game for a 3-2 win. And I think that when City tied to 2-2, Liverpool got ahead in their game against Wolverhampton, was it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
And man, it was a very close call.
absolutely, it was. It was one of those things that you just kind of like. You were sitting there going, "Wow, City had this entire run, this entire season. All they had to do was navigate this last hurdle, and for about 70 minutes of that game, it looked like they were going to trip up. And then
Yeah,
Gundogan got the first one, and then sorry, I can't remember who got the second goal, but
Rodri.
there you go. Rodri got the second goal, and then once you saw 2-2, you felt the tide sort of shifting, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, Gundogan gets that third one, and the wind is just out of the sails of Villa, and maybe you could say that it was just more about City going out and winning that game than it was about Villa losing it. But when you could see, just the tide turn, and if you're a City fan, and especially if you were at that game, you knew sort of the energy that was there, and that at that point, City was not losing that title.
yeah. I even had a feeling when they scored the first one. I did not think that they were going to score the second one just 2 minutes after that, but I had a feeling that the second one is coming. And you know what? It was quite exciting to watch, and you could have seen despair on Liverpool's fans on Anfield when City scored the third one. It was like, is this really happening? Come on,
I'm
Aston
telling you,
Villa, you suck.
I'm telling you, it's like it sounds twisted, but it's just like if there was like joy in terms of like you know watching like I don't want to say joy watching a train wreck, but that's pretty much what it was. Was you just saw you if you're a City fan or if you just hated Liverpool for whatever reason, like I do,
Yeah.
you were just sort of watching the despair sort of sink in, and even watching the split screen after City had won the game and Liverpool were sort of playing their last couple minutes, and then after the final whistle went, you just saw sort of the deflation because they knew what had happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun day for sure. We saw that Leeds got a win against Brentford, which kept them in. Well, they would stay in the league anyways because Burnley lost to Newcastle at home. Tottenham really sent Norwich City away back to the championship with a 5-0 win on the road, and Son, the first Asian player in the history to be awarded the Golden Boot in the EPL. He was tied with Salah with, I believe, 22 goals.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that he needed a bit of a boost to sort of beat out Salah, but
Actually, 23 goals, both tied
yeah.
at the top. But I would say he was a bit more efficient because Salah had a bunch of penalty kicks and Son didn't have a single penalty kick goal this season.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm sort of a Son protagonist. No, is that the word I'm looking? No, antagonist. I'm not a fan of Son. Ever since he had that slide tackle, I think it was on Andre Silva. Yeah, I know. I'm bringing it back to Everton again. Ever since
Yeah,
he had that slide tackle on Andre Silva that broke Silva's ankle, I've always thought I've never liked him. But there is no denying that, like you said, he worked harder for his 23. I'll say that. I'm not discrediting that Salah had 23 goals,
yeah.
but Son worked for his. Like you like I did. I don't even know if Son had a penalty kick this season, and and
No,
yeah,
I
and
don't think it.
yeah, and Salah had again, Gordon, you'd probably know this quicker than I would. How many Salah had? I still was it Son that had like an 80-yard run. I think I want to say it was against Brighton, but I could be wrong. Where Son just went 80 yards on a walkabout and just went on his own and scored.
I think you might have done it twice this season or something like that.
Yeah,
Or it was very similar where he went against like 5 or 6 opponents and scored a goal. But yeah, he had to work very hard. And let's be honest, he had a much weaker team than Salah had behind him, especially the first half of the season before Conte arrived. Tottenham looked like I don't know, like a second division team to be honest, but they bounced back. They qualified for the Champions League, which I'm happy about because Arsenal shot themselves in the foot once again. Even though they have beaten Everton 5-1 at home in the last game of the season, they will have to be satisfied with that Europa League spot for next season. So
it was just a tough run of games down the stretch that Arsenal had to deal with, and like you said, they shot themselves in the foot with coming out flat against Tottenham, and had they gotten a result in that game, we may have been having a different conversation. But I would say, given the start that Arsenal had to the season, be happy with Europa League.
yeah. Well, that's it about EPL, Chris. So the teams going down to the championship are Burnley, Watford, and Norwich City. Conference League spot goes to West Ham. Europa League goes to United and Arsenal, and the Champions League goes to Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. And we can see with the goal difference how close City and Liverpool actually were. City has 99 scored goals, 26 conceded. Liverpool has 94 scored goals and 26 conceded. Only 1 point difference this season, and it was a very tight race.
Yeah, two takeaways from me from the Premier League table this season. Burnley, good riddance. You don't. I'm sorry, but I'm still maybe a little bit sour grapes after they tried pulling that financial fair play card to try to save their hide after they knew they were probably going down on Everton to try to, you know, you don't do. Goran and I have talked about this. You don't do that like just before the end of the season. We knew that these financial issues were happening. So if they were happening, you bring them up at the beginning of the season. You don't wait until the last match day to
Oh
try
yeah,
to pull this out. But anyways, the other takeaway I have, Ten Hag for when he takes over United next year has a tall task ahead of him. I think this was the
Oh,
lowest. This was I believe this. I read somewhere this was the lowest point total that United had at the end of a Premier League season since the Premier League was formed in 1992. That this
yeah, they
was
were horrible. Yeah,
yeah
and they couldn't even score against Crystal Palace in the last game of the season. So
yeah I know
that tells you a lot about this team.
that that burned a certain somebody.
Yeah. And I didn't even bet Manchester United. I had over 1.5 goal in the game, and I had a 10 leg parlay every single EPL game. I either had both teams to score and over. I had City to win and over, Liverpool to win and over 2.5. I had over 2.5 in Tottenham game, over 2.5 in Chelsea. Both teams to score and over in Leicester and Southampton. And then I had over 1.5, and I was playing it safe with over 1.5. Okay, it didn't even go with both teams to score. Didn't go with over 2.5. I went with over 1.5, and boom,
And,
stupid assholes.
and Goran's United jersey is in the mail as we speak.
Yeah. Be happy, Randy. Yeah, thanks for joining us. And I see that Randy's gonna start watching football soon. There we go. Randy's gonna be jack of all trades pretty much soon.
Yeah, Goran, watch out.
Yeah,
Guy already
Chris.
knows his EPL stuff, so
Uh, Serie A, Chris. Another exciting end of the season. Milan needed at least a draw against Sassuolo on the road. Inter needed a win, uh, but they both got a win, and Milan has won the Serie A title this season, first one after 11 years. And I gotta say, that was a massive effort from AC Milan. They had a lot harder schedule than Inter did over the last 4 or 5 games of the season, and they went on a massive winning streak. And I'm gonna say, deservedly won the title this season.
yeah, I was gonna say it was. I think it was even maybe more. I think it was a 6 or 7 game run ever since the end of that Coppa Italia final or semifinal
Yeah,
that AC Milan lost to Inter. But yeah, like I said, I'll eat my words. I thought it was going to be Inter because I thought they had the easier road, but AC Milan just did not waver, put their heads down, and just kept getting results that they needed to, including that last match day of the season. A great win over Sassuolo, and I could not believe that it had been 11 years since AC Milan had won a title,
yeah,
but yeah, it's been that long, and it's good to see a team with a rich history like AC Milan finally get back to the top of the Serie A mountain.
yeah. Peaches, if you give us a few more minutes, we'll talk about some of the games for tomorrow, and I believe we have some Copa Libertadores tonight, so we'll talk about those for a bit. So stick with us. Now, Milan has won the title, Inter, Napoli, and Juventus to the Champions League, Lazio and Roma to the Europa League. Fiorentina managed to snag that Conference League spot because Atalanta lost at home against Empoli in the last game of the season. And Cagliari, Genoa, and Venezia going to Serie B. Chris Salernitana managed to stay in the league, and I gotta say that was a huge effort from them in the second half of the season. They went on a nice streak, which got them out of the relegation zone, and they managed to stay there. With, I might add, the worst defense in the league: 78 conceded goals in 38 games.
Well, at least Frank Ribery can stay in Serie A for another year. That's the
Yeah,
only thing I can really take away from that. But you know, I guess you could say it was to be expected. I think for a lot of the suspects that got relegated, Genoa, they'd only won 4 games all season. You can only get so far by you're picking up points, but you got at a certain point you got to pick up all three and not just take a draw. I think they had 16 or 17 draws this season, so
yeah.
that was a big contribution. Unfortunately, Venezia, like I said, I like the jerseys, but they were only good for 1 year. But maybe we'll see him back. Who knows? And I think the I don't want to say the shocker for me because it's not that much of a shock, but the one of those three that I'm surprised the most about is obviously Cagliari. I think that I thought they would have finished maybe closer to 14th or 15th, but it wasn't their year, and now they'll have to work to get back up.
Yeah, they needed a win against Venezia in the last round. Cagliari They were on the road, yes. Uh, they needed the win to stay in the league, and they had a very good approach to the game. They were dominant throughout the entire match. 57% ball possession, 31 shots in total, 7 of those on target, 12 blocked shots, 11 corner kicks, and the game ended in a nil-nil draw. They just couldn't score a goal to save themselves, and unfortunately for them, they are going to Serie A, and they'll have to work hard, like you said, to get back as soon as possible. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's. I think it's Jeff. Understatement of the day is probably gonna be. It's a long road back for either of those teams.
Yeah. Now, Chris, in La Liga, there hasn't been any changes in the last round. Real Madrid has won the title a while ago. Barcelona ended second, Atletico Madrid third, Sevilla fourth. These four are going to the Champions League. Betis and Real Sociedad are going to the Europa League with fifth and sixth place. And Villarreal has secured that Conference League spot after beating Barcelona in the last round of the season. So they will be playing in the Conference League for next season. Now, there was a change at the bottom of the table, Chris. Cadiz got out of the relegation zone and they are staying in the league, while Granada, Levante, and Alaves are getting relegated.
Yeah, and I was it this year or last year that Alaves like started the year like with like they were like in first or second after like 6 rounds, and then
Yeah.
they sort of tailed off, and it just shows you play a full 38 game schedule, you've got to stay the course somehow, and like you said, Cadiz managed to save themselves, and Levante, Granada, and Alaves all headed down. So again, it's not sound like a broken record, but now they all have work to do to get back up. And I find the Segunda Liga not necessarily the easiest of the big leagues in
No.
terms of like the second divisions to try to get out of.
No, it's a very competitive league, and there isn't much quality difference between the top and the bottom team, honestly. It's going to be a tough task for all of those teams to get back in La Liga, but we'll see who's gonna be working the best, who's gonna make those signings that they need, who's gonna invest more money, and we'll see who's gonna be back next year, Chris.
Yeah, the reason I
Uh,
say sorry, I was gonna say the reason I say that is because I would say let's I'm not going to count out League One, but I'm just saying of the Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, and the Bundesliga. Bundesliga, Premier League, and Serie A are the ones where you normally see the majority of the same teams. I'd say 4 or 5 teams that are perennially in that relegation promotion year after year, sort of in that mix that consistently, interchangeably come up. La Liga is the one that's the most volatile, where you'll see a team kind of come out of nowhere, and you could always have that team that sort of surprises and maybe making their first La Liga appearance in like 10 years. So it's I think, yeah, like I said, I think it's just the most volatile of all the second divisions.
yeah. Now in Bundesliga, Chris, that league ended a week ago, a week before all the other ones. Bayern has won the title, of course. Dortmund second, Leverkusen third, and Leipzig fourth. These four are going to the Champions League. Leipzig has also won the DFB Pokal after a penalty shootout against Freiburg last weekend. Union Berlin and Freiburg are going to the Europa League, and Cole is going to the Conference League. Now, Arminia Bielefeld and Greuther Fürth, they are getting relegated straight away, while Hertha was playing in the playoffs against Hamburger SV, and they managed to beat them, which means that Hertha is staying in Bundesliga for at least another season.
I wanted hamburger. No, that was a really hard fought tie from Hertha, considering I believe Hamburger won the first leg,
Yeah, 1
and
0.
yeah, and Hertha came all the way back to save themselves for this season, but yeah, it's. I think for me the big sort of question mark is maybe the elephant in the room, the obvious one. What's Dortmund going to do now in terms of replacing Holland? But again, we've got
Well,
we've
they
got
have already signed Adeyemi from Red Bull Salzburg.
okay,
That what is it, 20-year-old? I think they paid like
yeah,
30 million for him already, and he had a massive number of goals in the Austrian Bundesliga, same as Holland when he was arriving from Salzburg as well. So we'll see if he can step up the same way Holland did. But he's a great young striker with a lot of potential.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's just we haven't seen how it's going to shake out yet. But again, like you said, Adeyemi, he tore up the Austrian league, and now he's got to try to translate that to Germany.
Yeah. League One, Chris. We did talk about that one on the Sunday a little bit. PSG has won the title. Marseille ended up second, Monaco third. Only PSG and Marseille are going straight to the Champions League group stage, while Monaco will need to go through some additional qualification. Rennes is going to the Europa League, and Nice is going to the Conference League. While Nantes is going to the Europa League as well because they have won the French Cup.
I mean, that's definitely if you need any motivation, especially in France, to make sure that you give your all in all your competitions, a team like Nantes now playing with the Conference League, I think you said that's big for that club. So, kudos to them for making it. But yeah, I think now League One, you're gonna see if anybody can try to topple PSG. But for me, it's the teams that got relegated that I think are the story there.
Yeah, definitely. Saint Etienne is in that relegation playoff spot. They are playing two legs against Auxerre, and the first leg is on Thursday, May 26th. The second one is on Sunday, May 29th. We'll see if they can do enough to stay in League One for another season. But the two teams that are getting relegated straight away are Metz and the big one, Bordeaux.
Yeah. Bordeaux fell off a cliff this season, and this is a club that was so proud they had won a title back in the mid 2000s. Even in the 2010s, they were sort of in that mix in the European places. They weren't really in the title race, but yeah, the 2020s just have not been kind to Bordeaux, and now they're down to League Two.
Yeah, and I mean, offensively they weren't bad. 52 scored goals in 38 games, which is a pretty nice accomplishment. But defensively, I mean, 91 conceded goals in 38 games.
Yeah,
91 conceded goals.
That's not good. I mean, let me kind of pull up a schedule here and see sort of where everything kind of went wrong for
At
Bordeaux.
the start of the season.
Well, yeah, of course. Everything went wrong by them showing up.
Yeah. I mean, they were without the win for what? For the first 4 games of the season, they got a win.
Yeah.
No, that was the last season. Still, I'm looking at the last season still. Okay, they were without the win for the first 5 games. Then they got a win. Then another 5-game winless streak. Then another win. Then another 5-game winless streak. Then another win. So, yeah.
So every 6 games they were due for a win, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're not gonna stay in many top flights winning games like that or playing like that. So.
And conceding 5 goals to Nantes, conceding 4 goals to Angers, 6 goals to Lyon, 5 goals to Reims, 6 goals to Rennes. I mean, they were all over the place, and at the same time, they were nowhere to be seen. Man. It's crazy.
Well, no, they were somewhere to be seen. They were picking up the ball out of the back of the net.
Yeah, that poor goalkeeper, man. His morale is so low. He needs therapy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
That was it for this recap, Chris. I would say we do have the Conference League finals tomorrow. Roma versus Feyenoord, and I believe what is it in Albania, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's Air Albania Stadium.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about this one, Chris? This could be an interesting game, but I think that Mourinho has the advantage here. He's gonna say a very good tactician, and I think that Roma might lift the trophy here, honestly.
I think that Feyenoord, I think is the wild card here, because I think this is a game where you might see, Feyenoord just basically throw everything at the wall because they're playing with house money at this point. They're I don't want to say they're a team with nothing to lose here. Of course, you're in a major European final, but nobody expected you to get here. The expectation for Roma is silverware, and
Yeah.
I think that's where Mourinho, that's why they brought him in, and that's why he's getting paid the big bucks, is because that's the expectation. But again, Feyenoord's racked up 76 goals domestically this season. They it was no fluke them getting to the Conference League finals. I think we're almost got to watch out here. I'm not saying that Feyenoord's going to win. I'm not saying they're going to lift the trophy, but I expect Feyenoord to make it interesting. I think if you're going to go with goals in this game, you got to go both teams to score in over 2.5. You're getting plus money on it. With the way that both teams have been performing offensively over the course of the tournament, I think that's a great bet.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And like we saw earlier, Feyenoord was scoring a lot of goals in that Conference League knockouts. They scored 3 against Marseille. They scored 6 goals in 2 legs against Sparta Prague. Uh, and they have only one loss since mid-March, so their form is pretty good right now. And like you said, they are scoring a lot of goals in the Dutch Eredivisie as well. I believe they ended third in there. Yeah, third. They are going to the Europa League qualifications, but overall they're a pretty good team. However, I think that the quality goes a bit to Roma's side, and I think they have a bit more depth and more experience when it comes to those European competitions, and they're playing in much more competitive league that Feyenoord is. But I do like goals in this one. I mean, just over 2.5 is almost even money. It's minus 109 here in my book. And if we take both teams to score it over 2.5, which is pretty likely to hit, if you ask me, you're getting that at plus 117.
Yeah, that's a lot of value. I can't dispute that. I mean, there's too much plus money to be passed on there. I would have thought it would have been closer to minus 120 or minus 125 personally.
Yeah. Uh, Roma on the money line is plus 135, while Roma to lift the trophy is minus 148, which is also not a bad price since you're covered all the way through the overtime and the penalty shootout if you take Roma to lift the trophy.
I think the pressure is on Roma here now. Will they fold under that pressure? That's to be determined, because they are the team with, I'd say, more major final experience. But again, Feyenoord they're not just going to be happy to be there. They're going to go for it in this one, I think. And I think goals are, like I said, for me, goals are the way to go in this game.
Yeah. Now we have a couple of great goal scorers in both teams. Chris, we have where are you? That the Seres guy for Feyenoord. He scored 10 goals so far in the Conference League this season, and he is plus 240 to score in this game, to score at any time. While Tammy Abraham for Roma, I believe he is their leading goal scorer. Yes, with 9 goals in the Conference League so far, he is plus 205.
That as an anytime goal scorer
Anytime goal scorer.
for Tammy Abraham,
Plus 205.
I'm seeing plus 125.
Oh, I'm going to take that one then, for sure.
Yeah. I'm seeing plus 125. That's why I did a double take, because I'm seeing plus 125 on Tammy Abraham. I'm seeing plus 400 as the first goal scorer for Abraham. So if you can get
I
plus,
have that first goal scorer plus 575.
yeah.
On my
So
book.
if anybody needs a prime example of why you do your line shopping, why you check the betting odds page at Pick Dogs, a sports chat place. Maybe it's not for soccer. I haven't seen if soccer odds are available in that, but either way, this is why you do your line shopping. $100 between two different books. Goran just netted himself an extra 75, $80 if that bet comes in. So this is why you got to definitely do your line shopping.
Do you have the Ceres? What's the price of the Ceres?
I'm seeing anytime plus 210.
I have it at plus 240.
Yeah, so see, even there, $30.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
you know what I'm gonna I would maybe take a shot with, just, and this is, there's no statistical backing behind this. This is just a gut feeling for me. El Shaarawy is an anytime goal scorer. I don't know why. That's just my lottery ticket. That's my dart I'm throwing out. El Sharawi
He's
or
plus 250 on my book. I
I'm
would expect bigger price.
I'm expecting. I see plus 275. I would say maybe
Yeah,
El Sharawi or maybe Lorenzo Pellegrini if you're going for a Roma goal scorer.
yeah. I mean, even Zaniolo for Roma, he's used to scoring quite a bit this season. Plus 265. I think that might be worth taking a look. But with Tammy Abraham at plus 205 on my book, I think I'll definitely go with that, honestly, and that's perfectly enough for me.
I might just email my book and be like, "Can I get a request on Jose Mourinho to score a goal anytime?"
For him to get a yellow card.
That's not a bad one.
Uh, let's shift to today, Chris. This evening, let me see what we have in South America. We got some Copa Libertadores matchups and Copa Sudamericana as well.
Yeah.
So Copa Libertadores, let me pull it up here. Here it is. We have Emirates against Club Independiente Petrolero, minus 1100 favorites at home. Let me pull up the stats on that one.
I
These
think
are,
I'm pretty sure Petrolero is one of the worst teams in the entire competition.
yeah, I don't even know how they got there, to be honest. Where are you?
I'm pretty sure if I'm like maybe I didn't go to enough like ninth grade Spanish. Does that mean like independent gas?
Could be. I don't know.
Is that who's sponsoring the team? Is it like like your what was it your Botswanan league or something like that, or you have like Security Camera FC or something like that?
Yeah.
God.
I mean, they played a game on April 6th, and it ended in a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, but that was
Uh,
probably at Petrolero.
yeah. I'm trying to pull up. Well, Emirates needs a win here if they want to advance to the next stage. And they need that Deportivo Táchira, or however you say that, they need them to lose against Palmeiras, which is likely if you ask me, because Palmeiras is probably the best team in this Copa Libertadores this season.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's even worth taking Emirates. I mean, you'll have to go with Emirates to win it over 2.5, or maybe even over 3.5.
Or maybe minus 2.5.
That it's minus 122. That's not bad, but then again, you're counting on the team to win by 3 goals,
Yeah.
and seeing how the first leg, not first leg, the reverse fixture ended in a 1-1 draw. I would stay away from that game, honestly.
Yeah. Well, Petrolero's allowed as many goals as the other three teams combined so far. So
Yeah.
I think the one game I was
Uh,
looking at there was halftime full time for Santos against Banfield.
where are you? That's probably in a different competition.
Sudamericana.
Oh, yeah, we are talking about Copa Libertadores, but let me open Sudamericana. Those
I
are
just
two different ones.
yeah no I just didn't like anything in the Libertadores.
Santos against Battlefield. What? Who needs what in that one? That's still the group stage. I mean, Santos. Yeah, they kind of need a win to stay at the top because only first team in the group is advancing. So uh, I would take Santos minus one, honestly. It's minus 103 at home. I'd go with that.
I mean that's not. I think that's the only South American game I really like today. To be honest, I know there's a ton of action, but
The Liverpool is playing on Saturday. Yahar, sorry.
what did you call
Uh,
me?
unless there's a Liverpool in South America, then I.
Well,
But I,
there's an Everton,
I'm
so
pretty sure there is. I mean, they have Barcelona. They have. I believe they have Liverpool as well, but I'm not sure where they are from though. Maybe Copa Libertadores.
I'm not going looking for anything Liverpool.
No, Liverpool's playing on Saturday though. So I do like -1 on Santos. Let's see what else we have. Where are you? Vélez and Estudiantes La Plata. Liverpool versus Manchester. What? Oh, but Liverpool's playing against Real Madrid on Saturday, not Manchester. Uh, this game, Vélez and Estudiantes La Plata might get interesting, Chris, because Estudiantes doesn't need anything, and Vélez needs a win to try and get to that second place and go to the next stage. They're -295 favorites. That sounds a bit fishy to me. So I think that I'd rather take both teams to score in this one at +115. Estudiantes still without a loss in Copa Libertadores group stage so far, and I don't think they'll go out there and lose.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet. Again, the price still does look a little bit fishy, but
Both teams to score on that Velez and Estudiantes, guys. That's my pick on that one. Probably play some of these games today for sure.
yeah.
You got anything else, Chris?
To be honest, probably not. I'm really, I'm not overly proficient in South America, the Copas, but I do like Santos FC for halftime full time.
Nice. Now, what about tomorrow, Chris? You got anything else for tomorrow? Maybe we got a few games in Norway, so if you have a pick from that one,
Um, let me look here.
we looked at anything in that league.
I was honestly focused the majority on the Roma Feyenoord game. Um,
Yeah.
I'd probably go Bodo Glimt halftime full time against Stromgodset or both teams to score in that game.
Uh, I'm looking at Lillestrøm and Valeranga. Think we might see some goals in that one. Over 2.5 doesn't look bad. We pull up the price. But then again, it's probably a bit expensive, so you'll have to add both teams to score or something like that. Yeah, over 2.5 is -175. Oh, that's the wrong game. Stupid book. -148, which is not bad on over 2.5. So we have Viking and Hamkam as well. Hamkam is still without a win on the road this season, while Viking is in second place. They have been one of the best teams so far this season in Norway, scoring 18 goals in 9 games. That's an average of 2 goals per game. They have been conceding a bit less than 1 goal per game, but they are still undefeated at home this season. I think that maybe Viking to win and over 1.5 goal in the game. I think we could get a decent price for that. Or can we? No, we can't really. -200. Yeah, I believe the slate is a bit better for tomorrow than it was for today, Chris. I had a terrible day on my previews. I was short on for a goal on the 3 games that I had, and it really annoyed the crap out of me. But we'll bounce back tomorrow with a nice 3 pack. I'll have probably. You gotta place any bets on that Conference League finals, Chris?
I'm probably gonna stick with that both teams to score and over 2.5. I think Feyenoord's gonna come out guns blazing in that one and really try to get the result there.
Yeah, and for a plus money, it's definitely worth taking.
Yeah.
But I would say that's it for today, guys. Now, I don't have any previews for this evening, but Chris does. If you want baseball, if you want NBA, NHL, and I'm not sure if there's anything else going on, but Chris is your man for tonight. And for soccer picks, if you want my previews, check out my preview page on Big Dog's website later on today. I'll have a 3-pack for tomorrow. And that's it. Let's enjoy that first finals of this week tomorrow. I believe 3 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll start getting ready for that big Champions League finals, Chris, on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
That's it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you. I'm not even sure when. I guess we'll have to talk about that, and
Yeah.
we'll keep you posted, guys.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.